Did you buy one of these and it doesn't work? I want to explain all the reasons why your MP4 player or your MP3 player isn't working. There's not too much you can do about it without really getting into money, but I'm going to explain why it's not working. The Chinese counterfeit chip business is bigger than drugs right now, and what they're doing is they take chips from factories, real factories, not like the counterfeit factories, and they take the defective chips and they hack them up so that it looks like you have more memory in this than you actually do. So if you buy something that says it's 32 gigabytes, the likelihood of you actually getting 32 gigabytes is impossible. You're going to get like 2, maybe 4 if you're lucky. If you buy a 1 gigabyte player like this, you will probably only get 128 megs. You might even get 256 megs. So what they're doing is they take defective chips, they hack them up, stick them in your iPod, and when you go to put more things on it, it spits it out, basically. Because if you go over the limit of what's really in there, your computer will give you a false reading and tell you that you have more memory on it than it actually does. So if you only have 2 gigabytes and you start putting 4 gigabytes on it, it doesn't know what to do with the data. And then what it does is it will corrupt the whole drive on it. It will start spitting out the files. You'll get ghosting files. You'll get file format errors. It'll crash. It just won't work. And you'll be wondering, why is this not working? That's why it's not working. What you bought is not what you got. And the business is so big that the likelihood of you getting the wrong memory is about 98%, maybe 99% on eBay right now. The cheap players, that's what they are. They're just cheap. The only way to fix a drive that has been hacked like this, it's half the time you can't even fix them because they hack the chip itself. So other than replacing the memory chip, you're just not going to fix it. I mean, you can try, you can reformat it. Sometimes reformatting it will make it better, but you're going to see the actual amount half the time of what you really have when you do that. So if it said 32 gigabytes, you reformatted, it might say 2 gigabytes, and that's really what you had. That's what you bought. The best advice is never spend a lot of money on these, and don't put like a lot of important data on it, obviously, because they're not stable chips. So it's like you're getting 2 problems. You're not getting a stable chip, and you're having a problem with the fake memory. So even if you put what the memory really is on it, like say you figured out it has 2 gigabytes, you put 2 gigabytes on it, the chip is unstable. So that the likelihood of it actually crashing anyway is very huge, and you don't want to put sensitive data on one of these things. It's like, don't do it, because you'll just lose it. It's, not a good idea. If you're going to use something like this and you want to use it just, for casual use, it won't matter as much as long as you back up your data, but don't expect one of these to be stable, because they will never be stable. They rip you off, and there's really not a lot that we can do about it other than, you can dispute on a seller, you can complain, but the business is so big, it's hotter than drugs in China. And this doesn't just go on for your iPod, your MP4 player. This goes on with the phones. This goes on with every memory chip that is sold. It's like if you're not getting something from a major company, the likelihood of it being fake and hacked up is huge. They hack the chips, they hack the memory cards, they hack the USB players. You are never getting the amount of memory that you think you're getting. So the best advice, like I said, is don't spend a lot of money on one of these. Just don't do it. They're not worth that much. And if you're going to get something that's hacked up and is, the likelihood of it not working well, just don't spend much and don't expect it to do much. They actually do a lot of things. This one will actually, it has a camera in it, It has a camcorder in it. It has a radio. It will play movies. I mean, I actually put full movies on this thing, and it actually really does full movies. So, you know, you can do so much with this, but the likelihood of the stability is really not, going to work with it. I don't think you can really see it over here, but it is playing a movie. What I would say is, if it's acting up on you, try reformatting it, but you're going to have to copy all your data off first. Then you can try reformatting it. They usually take the FAT32 on it when you're like reformatting. Like, what I would say is first, know what you have, reformat it, see if that helps you, but don't try to overstuff it. Because if you overstuff one of these, you're just going to have problems. It's going to spit out at you. The data is going to be corrupt. You're not going to be able to add more because it's going to keep giving you that file format error. That's really what the file format error is. If you're trying to put a video on it and you get those errors, that's what it is. It's that you're overstuffing it and it doesn't know what to do with the data. So, happens with the music too. And that's really, what I wanted to say was you have to know what you are buying when you buy one of these, because the likelihood that you got something counterfeit is huge. And they're hacked. They're all hacked. And, for what you're going to use it for, you really have to think before you spend that money. And hope that it was worth it. And if it wasn't, and it was hacked, you might as well just, get your money back, dispute it. Never spend a lot on these. They are not worth it. If you're buying, an off-brand generic, it's a hacked up job. So I would say don't spend more than even, 15, 20 bucks, because that's what you're getting. And, don't put sensitive data on it. So now you know why it doesn't work.